I just want to check, before Mr. Depp does arrive, that there's got to be no awkwardness on the sofa, because I know in the Golden Globes you were less than kind about Johnny and Angelina's film.
I haven't seen this one. I hadn't seen that one. I still haven't. It didn't stop me though, did it?
Well, he'll be all right, though, won't he?
Of course, he'd be all right. Okay. I didn't buy the controversy really with the Golden Globes. I think that was the press just keeping it going because who was really offended? Who did I really offend? You know.
I was there. I think you offended quite a few people.
This was ridiculous. He's in the new show, you know, and everyone was going, oh, he insulted everyone. Johnny Depp was furious. So I sent him an email and said, sorry about the Globes. How'd you like to get your own back? And he went, I loved it. Of course I wasn't annoyed. You know, it's ridiculous. It's like...
Oh, right.
He wasn't annoyed at all.
So was Angelina Jolie in Life's Too Short as well?
I didn't ask her. She didn't look so happy.
No, seriously, because when you say, you know, because your introduction on the chat show is, you know, Hollywood movie star, and there was, you know, there must have been a time in all our lives when we never expected the words Ricky Gervais to be the next things you said.
Well, yeah.
It's fun, no, but it's
I'd go along with that.
It's good, though, isn't it? You must love it.
No, I mean, I enjoy their work. I don't think of myself as a film star. I think of myself more as I suppose, a filmmaker who gives myself a role. Yeah, if you're the writer and the director and the producer, then you do well at auditions.
Ricky, you tweet pictures of yourself.
I haven't got a dog.
But you're trying to look as horrible as possible.
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
It's a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think this may be the winner. The good news is you're unrecognisable, but the bad news is it is you.
I do. Yeah.
How do you do that?
They're called bath pics. That's just me in the bath. I do one every now and again. Honestly, I'm prouder of that than The Office. I want to see a bath pic. Everyone here's got to do a bath pic tomorrow.
I promise I'll do one tomorrow.
Yeah, OK.
Yeah, I promise as well.
I
don't really have any means of getting
How would you... She wouldn't be able to do a cartwheel anyway. Look what she's wearing.
They were going to bring me track pants.
Oh, OK, right.
What, and you were going to get into that just to do a cartwheel, to prove to him you could do a cartwheel?
That's how nice
Very impressionable.
Yeah, just...
Apparently, I believed the armpit thing.
Yeah.
And
You've been a sucker. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You could do a cartwheel, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon you could.
It's no good cheering.
You could do it. You could do it.
How could I... I'm 6'7". How am I going to do it?
What's wrong
with it? You're all in proportion. You're
not all in proportion. That's something you should know about me. I can't do a cork. Why?
I bet you could do one off of here.
Definitely.
Onto that
What? Don't
platform.
keep
Hold on.
pressuring me into
Christina Ricci and Graham Norton would like you to do a cartwheel. Why don't you do a cartwheel?
I think the ladies and gentlemen would
I
like
don't...
that.
No, you do a... Why are you pushing me to do a cartwheel?
I
You do a
haven't
cartwheel.
shaved my penis.
I can't... Why would I do a cartwheel to pick up a gun? I'd just pick up a gun. I wouldn't...
No. No, you wouldn't. Because they're firing at you, right?
Yeah.
And you can't run, because they're shooting head height. You go, oh, I know. I'll do a cartwheel, let them shoot my legs, less important than the head, right? Pick the gun up, crumble, because they've shot my legs, and then you shoot them.
Problem straight away.
Go on.
I'm mid-cartwheel.
Yeah.
They're shooting at me.
Yeah.
Glasses come off.
I'll have a go.
Now I'm shooting at you.
Have a cartwheel without your glasses on.
I can't. I don't know how to do a cartwheel.
I'll give £1,000 to charity if you do a cartwheel.
Why has it got to be to charity?
Good point, isn't it?
Make it 1,500. I'll fill in the cheque and... I just don't think I can get up in the air.
Just gonna throw your knife over your head.
Just got through your head to... Your
They're,
legs.
they will,
Just
they're going to
really-
see Cemetery Junction tomorrow if you do that cartwheel.
This is... Oh, shut up!
Oh, see! Imagine that! Whirling through the air! It'll be brilliant!
It'll be like the Millennium Wheel.
This is going to be brilliant.
I should have ironed more than the front of my shirt. And I'm sweating. I don't know
Now, I
how
think
to do a
you're
cartwheel.
probably safer to do it behind the sofa.
But I've never
Look at
done
them,
a
they're like,
cartwheel.
yes. Yeah, behind the sofa. Oh. OK, here we go.
Saying.
How do you do a cartwell, Graham?
Do you know how to... So...
Just put your arms up
Okay,
over
thank
your
you for
head.
being so careful. Just put your arms up like that, and you go over. Just do that.
No, it's a cartwheel. It's straight ahead, is it?
No!
Yeah, just go.
That's a... No, it's sideways, isn't it?
Sideways?
Yeah, you have one hand...
King of Jim.
Yeah.
How am I going to get my legs up in that far?
You kick them real hard.
No, I don't mean... I'm not afraid to hit
momentum's your
something. I
friend.
can't... Pardon me?
Momentum's your friend.
Yeah. Really,
Why did you put a banana on the floor?
Well, I thought I was supposed to be picking up a gun.
I wouldn't run before you could walk.
You need a bit of momentum. So you go back there, right? And then look. So you're going to run up here, right? You're going to put your hand there, and your legs are going to go up. It's going to be amazing. They're going to go... We're going to slow it down. You'll do that, and you're going to go...
I think it's possible.
It is, you
You've
can do
made me believe.
It is possible. This is
Okay.
going to be amazing.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so, wait. So, this hand. So, Christina, is it that hand on the ground? That hand on the ground?
Yes, that first.
That hand on the ground.
Wait, so I
and
can
then
see the
kick
full
that
horror.
leg for all your worth.
Yes, for all your worth.
Okay.
You're gonna do it. Okay.
That was good! It was good! That was excellent! Can I just say, you've so earned the plug for your movie we're about to give you now.
1,500 quid now.
One of the things I have to say is because you're playing a dentist in it, and I know people in America have said this to you too.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, I know what you're going to say. I was doing the premiere at a Toronto Film Festival, and the junkets, you go to one room, there's 40 journalists there, 40 journalists. It's going great, they loved the film, it was great. I was thinking, this is really good. And then one journalist put her hand up and said, oh, I love the gag in the movie that you're playing a dentist, but you wear those awful teeth. Red Kinnear went, oh, God. And I went, they're my real teeth. She went, really? And all the other journalists started to titter, and I went, well, yeah, I've got them in now, look. Why would I wear them to a press junket? And before you ask, I wasn't wearing a fat suit either. But yeah, they just couldn't believe that I haven't had the Simon Cowell treatment.
Teeth.
They love
Perfect,
it.
though.
I know they do, yeah.
They're uniform, perfect teeth.
Have you had pressure to have perfect teeth?
I don't give a fuck. No. They're fine.
Everyone loved the solo spots on the trilogy, you know, the long anecdotes in the armchair, right?
yes.
So, what we've done is we've set up our Ronnie chair, an homage Ronnie chair at the back for members of our audience to entertain us with an amusing anecdote from, like, you know, everyone has an anecdote they tell. Everyone has a story they tell.
Yes.
So this is the idea, right?
Right.
So I think as our first Ronnie in place, this is Charmaine Thompson. Hello, Charmaine.
Hello.
All right, now, thing is, if she rambles on a bit and
Yes.
perhaps, God forbid, bores us, I can pull this lever.
10,000 volts.
Well, you'll see what happens. OK, so, Charmaine, you're from Surrey.
Yes.
OK, so, Charmaine, delighted with your anecdote.
Okay, so last New Year's Eve, we had a party and my friend dressed as a cactus. Halfway towards the night, she went missing, didn't really think nothing of it. The next morning, we woke up, gave her a call and found out she'd been locked in the cupboard with another fellow. And she had to do the walk of shame in her cactus outfit. Full green outfit, sombrero, gold earrings, the works.
Sorry, what was the relevance of the cat? She just had sex in a cupboard. What was the relevance of the cactus?
Because I think she'd walk home with it. Look, it was a terrible story. What do you want?
Also, who had sex with a cactus? It's the bloke story that I'd follow the guy now. Let's get the guy on here who had sex with a cactus.
But also, if you're in a house, there must be other places to have sex than a cupboard. Why would you? Yes.
Yeah.
We'll never know now. How Hollywood... Well, you probably have them. You have a bodyguard. You have your own bodyguard.
I'll tell you, I
don't need one. I've got my wife.
Yeah. Well, this bodyguard isn't that scary. No, I got a bodyguard in America, and I found out he was armed, so I was so excited. Like, boys never grow up. We go, you got a gun? He goes, yeah. I go, can I see it? It's a really quiet guy, and it's just a suit, and we were just, you know, it's really down to earth, normal, just watching me and getting me in the car and everything. Then I found out he was special SWAT team in LAPD. So now I'm going, well, have you killed anybody? Have you killed anybody? like a kid, like a 10-year-old, right? And then he said, he dropped me off at the hotel. I said, I've got to go on a mission now. I've just been called. He went on to this a hostage situation. He is only one of the 9 negotiators. So when someone runs into a building and they take their kid, it's usually their child or their wife that they take hostage, not a stranger, and he has to talk them out. And I was fascinated. I was just boring him on the way to the airport. I asked him for like 2 hours, what'd you do? What'd you do then? And the first thing they do is they call the phone company and say, what's the phone number in that house? And they say, change 1 digit. So now only he can call this guy, because you can't have an engaged number when you're trying to... And,
they learned that to the hard way, didn't they?
Exactly. And he tries to talk them out. And I said, what happens if he says, look, I'm gonna kill everyone and you're not going to get me out? He says, then my only job is to get them to stand near a window. And I went, wow. And I said, then what? He says, you shoot them there, in a hostage situation, you shoot them in the top lip, because that takes out the brainstem, so there's no reflex, so they die instantly.
But the thing is, to get a gun, it's relatively easy. I mean, it's not getting a gun.
He's allowed to have one, though, Ozzy. I don't think that you can just go around shooting.
I've got one.
Have you?
45 caliber. My
Really?
son Jack.
You ever shot anyone?
No, but I will now. I mean, you can't smoke a cigarette anywhere, but you can buy guns.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's quite a height differential on the sofa tonight. Actually, I know you've just sat down. Could you all stand up again?
Oh, look.
No, wait, take 1 second.
Well, I want people to know that we're the normal ones and he's the freak.
Okay, let's stand up for a second. Okay, see. Look at that.
Have a good night at the prom, kids.
What does this remind us of?
Oh, here we go.
It's uncanny, isn't it? You can sit down there. Sorry, we both started. In terms of controversy, Ricky, you're not shy. You do like... Well, I don't know if you like... Do you like getting into trouble? Do you like...
I don't get into trouble. I'm a comedian. Fred West gets into trouble. There's paedophiles with careers. What have I ever done?
No, but even at the end of the Golden Globes, just in case you'd left anyone unoffended, how did you sign off?
I just thanked everyone, and I said, and of course, thanks to God for making me an atheist.
Which you can say here, but in America, they take that stuff very seriously.
Well, yeah, I think it's sort of... I think it's about 10% atheist. I think here's about 45% atheist. But, yeah, they were offended by it. They thought it was...
That's only because God lives in the Midwest, doesn't he?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
He's got a place there.
Yeah. Was it the next day? Was it after the Golden Globes that someone sent you the picture of the church?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's... I think some reverend somewhere or some bishop did a sermon for me to save my soul, because I'm going to hell, of course.
This is a picture of the thing. It's
Yeah.
that's real.
Oh, it's real. No, it's real. Yeah.
A sermon for Ricky Gervais. And then was it the same day or the next day that someone said...
That's in LA. There's a difference. In New York, they named a sandwich after me.
We've got a picture of that as well. See, in the window there, a sandwich for Ricky Gervais.
I'm going to hell, but there's cheese and ham.
Now, obviously, you guys work together on extras.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Just so much fun. And the problem is, even in the dressing room there, Ronnie was putting on his tartan pants and everything. And he was just talking about stuff, and I saw everyone in the room just doing that, because he's just funny. And it is because you are so iconic. But on the day, I couldn't get through a take. He had to be taking, snorting cocaine off a toilet. That's all I asked him to do.
Sniffing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, oh, you don't have to tell him anything about...
No.
Anything seedy, don't worry about it. He knows.
Well, I am very jealous of you, Ricky Gervais, because you've appeared in Sesame Street.
That is the highlight of my career. It is. I mean, people... I couldn't get over it. I went along, and it was already fun because I'd seen the people who'd been there before, and that Stevie Wonder had done it, and it's a a really iconic show and everything. But I met Elmo, and I love him. I've never watched The Office since it went out. I haven't watched Extras since it went out. I've seen the film at a premiere, but I have watched that clip of Elmo on YouTube about 25 times because I can't get enough of him. I love him. Look at him.
No, not to spoil the magic. Where is the man? Where is Elmo? I mean,
well, Elmo's there, but
but
there is another gentleman laying down on the floor who does everything. He operates him. He does the voice. He's a guy called Kevin, who he's incredible.
Is his name? You just make that up? Is his name really Kevin?
Yeah, his name's Kevin. Because I forgot his name, I just make one up.
Well, it does sound like a Kevin. Kevin lying on the floor going, no.
This is so antisocial, this, isn't it?
Yes,
it's really bad. Can't we just move it round that way so we can both look at you and each other?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
It's bad. I'm like that. I can't
do
see
that.
you.
No, that's right. My back is to you a bit.
Listen, I'm not in charge, but let's move this.
No.
Oh, people are
Do you want to
screaming as
move
if
it
we do.
round?
No, don't.
No.
People are shouted as if they...
Oh, right, yes.
They're moving the sofa!
I thought you were in charge here.
I'm so not.
Really?
I'm just a puppet.
There's a man laying down.
Have you talked about how you don't go to pubs anymore and...
Well, I go out, I go to restaurants and things, but pubs is the dangerous bit because people, when they've had a few, they're a little bit braver and they don't quite understand that you're having a quiet drink. And the worst is Brits abroad are the worst. So I'll be in New York.
Listen to this, everyone.
No, they're all lovely, but they say, "All right, man, what are you doing?" I go, "We're having a beer if you want to come and join us." I go, I'm with friends at the moment. They go, "No, we'll be here for a while if you want to." I go, "I'm all right." And you would think they're going to... Any minute they go, "You've changed." Well, not really. I didn't used to go to a beer with strangers before I was famous. So it's always an awkward moment when you sort of say, "No, thank you, thanks very much." But once I was in West End, and this guy came up to me. He was a backpacker. He was a European guy, and he went, "Oh, my God, I was going to buy your book for you to sign. I haven't bought it yet." I went, "Oh, sorry." I went, "Will you come with me to buy it?" Yeah. I went, "No." And he was going, there's Waterstones. I go, "No," I said, I'm not coming with you to buy my book. No. Right? And I said, "I signed something," and he was looking through, like, he found a tube part, and he kept looking at... I said, "I'm not coming with you to buy my book." It's no, I'll sign you anything. But it's hard because they think, well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I'm not going to meet you again, so this is my opportunity.
Right, yeah, exactly, that's the thing.
But actually, I was watching you tonight, Daniel, when you were outside and the guys behind the railings, you were signing all the autographs. Did someone, when you started out, sit you down, like, did some experienced actor or star kind of sit, "OK, this is how you deal with these, this is the way to behave," or you just
learn it as you go, because it's terrifying for the first, little while. Like, it's really scary, intimidating. Because that's the thing, because sometimes if you don't sign, they'll boo, loud. And when you're 11 and 12, that's really,
That's crazy.
It's
That's
really
funny. Into a child.
Like,
Shirley Temple.
so like for a while it was like it used to really like freak me out, but I think it's something you get a lot better at and more used to, and then like but it's also kind of great because sometimes because that's the thing, sometimes you say things that you're like to somebody I'm meeting for the first time I would sound like a massive narcissist, but because of how crazy parts of my life has been, it's just the case. So the other day I said to somebody, when they asked me to sign their arm, I now say to people, please don't get this tattooed. Which sounds insane and egotistical, but I met a girl who got my horrible signature, like, tattooed.
I've seen one, there's a guy that's got Brent on his, like, the whole thing. Brent! I mean, not even a cool guy like me, you know? It's just me going... and it's massive!
But yeah, it's, you know, it is very strange.
In life, are you honest?
Yeah, I'm a very honest person, yeah. Well... no, I lie every day, but they're white lies. People
That's
say...
fibbing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
People say, oh, can you come to my 50th birthday
I'd
party?
love to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I say, oh, I can't. I'm giving blood at the orphanage. I'd love to be there with you and all
Serving
your...
soup to the homeless.
Exactly, yeah. So they're sort of white lies, really.
But hasn't that gone wrong, that lie?
Oh, yes, once. We put this in the office, actually. Once someone was coming around handing out invites, and they came up to me and said, oh, can you come to my birthday party? And I usually say, oh, when is it? Saturday. Oh, I can't. But this time I went, oh, I can't. When is it? Oh.
You've got an HR administrator for Sainsbury's. Oh, hello. Kim Drablow.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Kim.
Hi there, how are you?
Don't pull the lever.
Kim,
Don't pull
have
the
you seen
lever. Don't pull the lever.
Health and
Let's speak.
safety, health and safety check.
Come on,
this.
let's have some... Oh, man.
Are you going to be okay, Kim?
Yeah, I'm going to be fine, thanks.
Okay, and we hope it's a good story, because I don't want to be responsible for a terrible...
Look, I can see where Kevin is.
A long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Kim, were you talking?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I do apologise. Start your story now, Kim. We're all ears.
Okay, a long time ago, I was going to work one morning and I got run over by a milk float.
This is a good story.
They put it on the front of the paper, and all my friends rang up and laughed, and none of them were sympathetic. And then I told them it was going backwards at the time, and they said, well, couldn't I get out of the way, because they don't go very fast anyway. So I didn't really get any sympathy from anybody, even though I did end up in hospital.
Oh. Is that it?
I think that's the end.
You did end up in hospital.
Kim, unless I didn't leave her, I don't know how to get rid of you. So are you game for this?
Yeah,
are you sure?
Yes, okay.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can I just say, if you end up in hospital after this, it is a better story than the milk float one. All right. Here we go. Okay, well done, all our people on the chair. Very good. Oh, I mean, and actually, you know, there's been a lot of talk about, oh, you've cast beautiful people, but, you know, it's nice to look at beautiful people.
Of course it is. No one wants to look at ugly people. That's why she's a film star and he's not. But also, you know, if you look at people from the 70s, if you look at old TV shows, they do look a lot like us, unfortunately.
Oh, they're worse. You look at an old episode of Bullseye or something, and it's like, you know, 1974, and people come out with, like, 4 teeth, like a nice little moustache, and they go, how old are you? And I think he's going to say about 45. They go, I'm 19. Christ, what do you mean you're not? What have you been through? And so, yeah, you know, I think we've got the reality right, but...
It's a slightly more romanticised vision of how we remember growing up, you know, and so it's a lot more bright and sunshiny, because in our minds, growing up in childhood was sort of bright and full of excitement and energy and stuff, and that's what we've tried to do. And like Ricky says, not make it really gloomy and slit your throat. Slit your throat? Wrists.
Yeah. Either one.
Well, no, easy.
Because, Johnny, I heard, presumably because you're Johnny Depp, like, I read a story about, was it because you were coming from Lima to Miami, I think, when you were stopped at customs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And if you hadn't been Johnny Depp, they probably wouldn't have stopped you, would they?
Well, it's kind of an interesting route, anyway. Lima, Peru to Miami.
It does sound like a drug run.
They're already expecting things, and I did have some things. And, yeah, there was a kind of a soft bag, and the customs guy said, would you mind opening this up? And I said, he said first, what is in there? I said, stuffed piranhas. I'm sorry? Stuffed piranhas and some vampire bats. Unzipped, and then there just happened to be some sort of vitamin powder that I was taking at the time.
Yeah,
I mean, in all seriousness. Otherwise, I'd still be in jail. When I unzipped it, poof, you know. And there were these piranhas and bats covered in white powder.
Why did you have piranhas and bats? Never mind the cocaine, right? Sorry, why did you have piranhas and bats?
Well, it was important to have them.
Yeah, of course.
I had to bring them home.
Yeah.
But the guy thought he'd found the mother lode, you know.
You must have been so excited.
Oh, God, it was...
Oh.
After that.
Two-hander.
He didn't go through with it, just so you know.
All right.
No,
So how did you say...
I'm still a virgin. Oh, I was a virgin until Ricky.
Do you say that's vitamin powder, don't worry about it, and he believed you? Is that real? Do they really do that?
Did not believe me, no.
No, right. So what do they do?
Everybody came out with guns and things like that.
And you wow.
Put me up against the wall.
But did you put a knife in your... and go up the rigging to get away from you? That's what I'd have done.
I will look at you, Ricky. But we just...
I'm not bothered. I don't care.
You could spend 28 minutes just feasting. You look gorgeous. No, you do. You look lovely. Very nice.
Thank you.
I'll move on. Nice
Thank
shoes.
you. Thank you.
Hello. And you look lovely too. You're wearing lace-ups and everything.
I know.
Yeah.
And trousers that aren't elasticated waistband. I made an effort. I'm wearing black. It's slimming, apparently.
Now, both of you, my heart is sink, except that these are good, is both of you quite like practical jokes.
Do you?
They... Oh, wait, we'll get on to you in a minute, because quite annoying. But no, because you can't stop with the practical jokes. But you, when you were growing up with your family...
Yeah, well, I've stopped now because they can go horribly wrong. And I fear that. I fear something going wrong. But I used to play jokes, yeah, on my phone. We all did, actually. I had two brothers and a sister, and my mum was usually the butt of the jokes. You've got to pass it up. So we did things like my mum dreaded me and my older brother, Bob, going on holiday because we used to send postcards to her, and it would say things like, have you still got that nosy postman? And, of course, he'd see it, and she'd be horrified. I remember I sent one once, right? It said, is that postman still a paedophile? And she wouldn't go to the door for like a week. She absolutely... Once, she was going round a shop with my sister, and my sister put something in her basket every time she went round to that, and she didn't notice. She got to checkout, and was like putting these things through, and she looked, and it was like 200 condoms. And my mum just ran away. Just ran away. Just the thought of this.
And what was the thing you used to do in shops? Was it you and your brother?
Oh, no, that was my brother and his mate went to this shop, you know, the pound shop, everything a pound. And he just kept going up and going, how much is this? And it went, it's a pound. He went, oh. And then he'd just leave it. He's about to go, excuse me, mate, how much is this? He goes, it's a pound, everything's a pound, everything's a pound. Well, okay. And he goes, what about this? It's a pound. Everything's a pound. And for an hour.
Oh,
no. Yeah. The road just didn't go, get out. And right at the end, they go, we're going to have a look at a few other shops, but how much is that? It goes, a pound. I go, okay, we might be back. Yeah.
Good one.
Just wind-ups. It was just all...
That's not cruel. The mum one is cruel, darling.
But you, in fairness, though, you say that's cruel. You, poor Simon Pegg, on Run, Fat Boy, Run, you were endless tricks on him.
I must have been a bit bored or something.
Well, no, it seemed relentless. Like the list of things you did. Talk us through some.
You know why, though? It's because he never, ever reacted. I think it's because he is funny for a living. So he knew the best way to get back was just to not react. The first thing was I just put cellophane over the toilet seat.
Always a good one.
You know,
Excellent.
simple. And
Excellent.
And the poor PA was there from the movie, and I was getting her to help by holding one edge, and so it was really flat and perfect, and she was practically weeping. Please don't, I'm going to get sacked, it's terrible. It's like, shut up, just do it. But he went into the trailer, he came out, I'm waiting. Did you go for a pee? Yeah. Nothing at all.
Oh, that's good.
I know. So the next time, The next thing was I shaped a human stool out of a Mars bar, king size. But I'm quite artistic, so I kind of...
That's regular Tracy Emin. Yeah.
No, truly. I was really impressed. It looked very real, because I sort of three balls pushed together with a little tail on the end. So I left that in the loop. Again,
That says a lot about Tandy, doesn't it?
I enjoyed doing it. That was very funny, but no reaction. So the third thing that I did was he was on set, and I crept into his trailer with a needle and thread and sewed up the collar of his sweater and the cuffs of his... No, the collar of his T-shirt and the cuffs of his sweater, his going home clothes, his normal clothes. And again, absolutely nothing.
He probably thought you were a fucking nightmare. I'd smile the first time, then I'd go, keep this mad woman away from me.
There are loads of things on the market, expensive devices to check lying, big lie detectors, polygraph tests and all that sort of stuff. They cost thousands. Well, license fee pairs, relax. We found one over the internet, just got a few quid, right? And it's in here. This is it. Now, how do I turn that on? Do I hit that? Yes, I do. And basically, you can see there's a big apple, and that means it's true. And then, if you're not telling the truth, the apple... Oh! Now...
What?
That means I'm lying.
Is that the actual one they use with the FBI?
Can I also go to the toilet?
I want to go for a piss.
No, that's so funny. Sounds like his mom. Graham, could I also go toilet?
Find out if he really wants to go to the toilet.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
If you don't hurry up, I'll go here.
No, I know. Well, this will be very quick. Because the other thing you can do...
Bursting for a piss.
You can use this...
Graham!
Yes.
I need a piss as well, hurry up.
Can I remind you, Olivia Newton-John is backstage.
At least she's got a toilet.
You'll be fine, Olivia. Listen, quickly, we can try it. We could do a totally honest a version of our show, totally honestly. So, welcome to the show. My guest is Ricky Gervais.
Yes, that is true. Yes.
Thank you. You look very handsome. We didn't lose the whole apple.
So do...
A few bites.
Big bite, yeah.
So do you.
We lost the whole apple. Is this the only show you're doing to talk about your film?
No. I'm doing every piece of shit telly there is going. In fact, it's got so bad, I'm actually wishing you were Alan Titchmarsh.
I wish you were Zac Efron. Ricky, you do running and kickboxing and all sorts now, don't you?
Well, I always did. I just did it once a year before. Now I do it every day.
No, because it's the body beautiful now.
Well, hardly.
No, there's been pictures...
It's all relative, isn't it? You wouldn't be saying it if I've always been,
No, but there's pictures of you looking gorgeous.
What you're saying is I used to be a horrendous fat lover. No, I can... Oh, OK, listen. Right. No, I can explain that photo, for a start. That was the day of the Golden Globes. I don't mean in my pants, but I mean... No. Come on. Grow up. No, that was the day of the Golden Globes, and I'd been on Ellen, the big chat show in America, yeah. And she gave me those gold lame pants and said, will you wear these? Now, I didn't want to wear them for the Golden Globes because they're uncomfortable. They're way too small for me. Even though I say so myself. Right? I look like an action man after I put one, right? And so I took a picture. That's the 4 seasons in LA. I took a picture to send her. And the thing is that after the Golden Globes, me and my girlfriend went back to the hotel. We had a bottle of champagne that they'd put up there, well done, congratulations. And the next day, we flew to New York. Now, those shorts were so small that when I took them off, they ripped, right? So in the bin that I left behind in the hotel was some ripped gold lame hot pants and an empty bottle of champagne. So, what did that look like?
And being an extra, has given you any insight a bit? Like, how are you now dealing with extras? Are you?
They're not allowed to come anywhere near me. They're kept in a small... I'm joking.
No, you're not. No, because you were saying what was the last film? Because the extras... Because extras can be very distracting when you're watching something.
Oh, what's the word? Yes, oh, God, do an impression of you. What's the word? Compulsive, no.
Repulsive?
No. This is Dean Warner's case. What, up the Andover Castle? No. What, up the ante? No. What, up the...
Up the pub, up the Up the doctors.
Up the doctors, no, not up the doctors, no. I'm uppity. I'm very uppity, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
He's uppity.
I can't stand noise or fiddling or whistling or people chewing in restaurants. So when I'm acting, it has to be sort of like silent. I say, take away the real plates, give them plastic. I banned chewing gum on the set of my last film. I'm a bit mental. Oh, I'll tell you what winds me up. People who do this. I hate that. Oh, unbelievable.
I can't believe how often in football matches
they go
closer.
Every time.
The moment there's a close-up,
and if you stay on
Oh,
football...
that's the worst.
that is the worst.
And yet, a skill.
He's out quietly in the morning.
It's
all
called
down here.
It's called a dustman's blow.
Is
Yeah, it's called a dustman's blow, yeah.
You thought the Dutchman's blow was something quite
I
different,
did.
didn't you?